another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up, the Talent Exposition of the Arts 2026, Hope. And later in the show, we open the phone lines to find out what's on your mind, Cayman. Talk Today's next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Refreshed yourself and ready to face another week, you know. Well, June 1st, we're now in hurricane season. That's the day we start to go on alert, right? Keep your eyes and ears open. You got to switch into that kind of mode, get prepped and ready for the possibility of a storm or hurricane. Hopefully El Nino is our friend this year and will protect us by suppressing hurricanes. And just last night I was talking with some friends, we were saying seems like we are having much less rain right now than we usually do. And that's what was forecast, that we had a very strong El Nino developing. And, not only would we have less rain, but it's going to be a lot hotter. Some people predicting, one of the hottest summer ever, because that's what comes with El Nino. And it has been hot. No lie about that. So let's hope that El Nino does his job and, keeps the hurricanes away from us. Well, coming up later this month is the Talent Exposition of the Arts 2026, Hope. And that's brought to you by the New Self-Help Foundation. And joining me now to tell us more about that is J.C. Connor, and he has some comrades with him, I see. Gentlemen, I want to get you to introduce yourselves.
Hi, Radio Cayman and the listening public. My name is Vincent Frederick. I am the current chairperson of the New Self-Help Foundation. I want to thank you all for tuning in with us today. We have a great show on for everybody to listen to about the new upcoming programs that we have, and also the show that's going to be coming around at the end of this month.
My name is J.C. Connor, the founder and CEO of the New Self-Help Community Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lloyd Barker, and I am one of your hosts for this year's Talent Exposition of the Arts, along with Anika Connolly, now Anika Jefferson, and I am also a performer for this year's show.
Hi, I'm Jason DaCosta. I'm the current vice president of the foundation. I started as a performer back in 2003. I came on board as the vice president. later on. And I will to commemorate the 25 years of existence. I plan to perform this year.
They're making a comeback.
Why not, right? Milestone.
How long has this exposition been going on?
Yeah, for the past 25 years.
25 years. I mean, that seemed like it was just yesterday I heard about the first one.
Yeah. So what the public can look for...
you need to get your mic up a little bit, JC.
What the public can be looking for this year is we got a lot of young rising talent, and we have a lot of repeat, Some of our young performers that started from a tender age. This year we got UCCI Kitchen Band and Starlight Strings. We got Michelle T, gospel singer. We got Deacon Smith, musical instrument cello. We got Kayla Pendergast, singer. We got Lloyd Barker, is a singer who will be performing also. And we got acclaimed Caitlin Tyson, who is also making herself popular and available nationally, internationally. We got Erica Rocky McBean, Rico Ronaldo, Johan Fitzgerald, Ivana Martinez, Cayman Music School, Tiffany Conley. So this year, I think that to celebrate the 25 years, we are hoping that everyone can come out and support us.
Now, the title of this is Talent Exposition of the Arts 2026, Hope. Why, and what's the meaning behind that?
Well, the meaning behind hope is that to try to create awareness for the young people and show them that there is always a hope. To have a program such as the Talent Exposition of the Arts is hope for me. So last year it was joy, and the year before it was tranquility, and the year before that it was gratitude. So I always try to use a positive introduction, and when youths wonder, why are you calling it hope? Well, there's a hope to have a platform to showcase your talent.
And you always have a lot of performers that come out for this.
Yeah, quite a well. That's what I'm saying. This year we still have a lot of repeats. Like I say, Lloyd, Mr. Barker, can you tell them how long you've been performing?
Yeah, so as mentioned, we do have a lot of repeats, and I've been performing on the show for about 18 years. I remember my first year of performing was 2007, and I actually recall my having attended the first time in 2006, and I remembered being interested just based on the barrage of talent that I saw. And I was quite young at the time, and I was really interested in that exposure and really just seeing the experience that the other talents would have experienced in 2006. I remember I approached Mr. JC and asked him, how can I get involved? And he told me closer to the show next year, just reach out. And of course, if you're serious, then the opportunity will be afforded to you. And I did just that. I reached out, and I've been involved in the initiative ever since. And I've, through my involvement, seen so many people develop, young people develop in the creative arts industry, not only from the Talent Exposition of the Arts, but also other programs that the New Self-Help Foundation puts on. So it really is an awesome initiative and program, and it's something that I'm very proud to have been involved with from such a young age, and I'm happy that I'm still able to contribute, now contributing as a host and also contributing through discourse, so speaking in initiatives like this one right here on Radio Cayman, and just letting people know the good that the New Self-Help Foundation is doing and the Talent Exposition of the Arts can do for young people.
What makes you keep on coming back to perform?
I think one of the main things that keeps me coming back is the support that we get from the community. It really is an opportunity to allow people to pour into us being the performers, because it helps to encourage, it helps to stimulate, and it helps to inspire others to want to do something similar. It doesn't have to be in the creative arts. It could just be for them to go after a particular goal in mind and to show them that it takes time, it takes consistency. And when you have the support and the encouragement from the community, it really is an empowering feeling. And it reminds you that, yes, you're doing a good thing. And it also helps to inspire other people to get involved. And it's a positive thing. If there's something positive that I have the ability and the time to contribute to, I think why not? And it's been good for me over the years, and I am happy to be able to help contribute to others as well so that it can equally be as good or even better for them.
So, Jason, what has been your experience in performing, and what makes you get involved?
Yeah, well, I guess it's kind of a little story behind it. I don't want to take up too much time, but basically, I met JC back in about 2003 or so. He walked into the family business, Puritan Cleaners, right? And he just out of the blue, he said, you come from a musical family. Do you sing too like your dad? I said, no, I just play drums. I mean, drums wasn't really a thing to put on the show, right? Which kind of thinking it would be kind of cool to do it later on or something, right? For other people, get the young drummers involved and stuff. But coincidentally, at the time, I happened to just start to be discovering my voice. So I just kind of kept honing it, and I took on the opportunity. I went on stage for the first time at Lion Center. I remember that. That was the venue back in the day. And I pulled off a journey song, When You Love a Woman, right? So that's my forte, singing. So, it just became a passion really after that. And years after that, of course, we had Hurricane Ivan, messed that year up. So years after that, I just consistently went on a show. So I just became passionate about it, really. And, then later on, I discovered that my daughter at 10 years old could sing, right? The bug had passed on to her. Yeah. So then I said, you know what, you're going on a show. And then the rest is history with that. She became passionate, so it's just like, just pass the torch on more or less,
So she's in this show also?
No, she's studying right now medicine.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, she really can't do the show anymore. She's abroad. But she would love to if she was here. So that's why you're not seeing her in the show anymore. Because she had kind of become a crowd favorite too, and but she has, obviously her career to pursue. So, but yeah, I mean, she's still passionate about music. It's just that, she can't use this opportunity anymore.
Right.
So.
Okay, we have to take a little break here, but when we come back, we'll hear more about the self-help foundation and the show. Stay with us.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Hello, this is Melanie Sims. 50 years of Radio Cayman, what a legacy. I still remember walking through those doors to work at just 16 years old, learning the rhythm of radio and being surrounded by voices who would go on to become legends. Heartfelt thanks to Mr. Loxley Banks for believing in me and giving me my very first start. Radio Cayman, you were more than a station. You were a beginning, and for that I will always be grateful. Happy 50th anniversary.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Talent Exposition of the Arts 2026 Hope. And of course, it is a presentation of the new Self-Help Foundation. And the new chairman is Vincent Frederick. Vincent, this is a fundraiser for the foundation?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is a yearly fundraiser for the foundation. In fact, it is the biggest fundraiser for the foundation that we do every year. It's
just got to look closer to the mic for
It just so happens that this is our 25th year doing it. Mm-hmm. So we would like to, get out there publicly to make it more aware to those people that do not know about the foundations and the event.
Tell us, though, what is the work of the foundation?
Okay, well, that goes right into our mission statement, what the foundation is all about. The New Self-Help Foundation was established to motivate young people to take responsibility for their future through high-impact programs that emphasizes strong social, cultural, and educational values. Our mission is to promote positive self-esteem, encourage economic growth, and meaningfully transform the lives of children, their families, and their communities. That is the work of the foundation. So basically, it is taking our youths, molding them to enhance them to become better in society.
So how do you go about doing that?
Well, if you listen to the testimonies of my colleagues here, mm-hmm. We are now all adults, and at some time we were young kids. And as young adults, nowadays a lot of the youth that in today's society are living on social media and telephones, and I just say they wasting away their abilities, their talents by not tapping into their resources. We want the New Self-Help Foundation to be that tap, mm-hmm. to give them a platform where they can come. And if you ever heard your kids singing in the shower and you saying, wow, that's the next icon, that's the next Luther Vandross. Well, we want that Luther Vandross to come from the shower onto the stage. So we are giving them that opportunity. And we stay with them. We stick with them even when they become adults.
Yeah, Mr. Glidden, and also in what over the years, what we has been doing to try to uplift and support the community is over the past 24 years, the New Self-Help Foundation has supported the community in numerous ways. Thousands of young people have benefited from our youth educational training program in the arts, as well as our flagship fundraiser, the Talent Exposition of the Arts program. We have also supported organizations such as NCVO, Lighthouse School, the Pines Retirement Home, Francis Borden Children's Home, the Georgetown Primary School Performing Arts Center, and John Gray High School Music Department. So that ties in to the question that what you was trying to answer, Vincent. So that is where we are in trying to impact and support the community and give back and try to uplift our community. But like I say, the main word is about awareness, trying to create awareness in our community through these programs.
So, other than the showcase that you put on annually, do you bring young people together to inspire them, counsel them?
Yes, that's why I say, and I'm coming around at the end of the program, we had just introduced 2 new programs to the foundation. One called the National Community Awareness Youth Development Educational Program, and the other is Community Awareness Educational Development Program. So we introduce these programs, and how we try to uplift them is through workshops, seminars, mentors. So further down in the show, we will touch on.
We can explore that.
We'll explore that a little bit more. But for now, like I said, that is where we are in our community.
Well, tell me about what you all have seen, what you've experienced as far as the impact that this foundation has made in the community.
Well, just speaking from my experience first, I know that for me, I've basically grown up in the talent exposition of the arts, and also in other initiatives as well. I participated in writing competitions, and those things would have helped me as a young person to explore my talents, my abilities, and really just to gain confidence in different areas, so off the stage. And as it relates to being on the stage, performing on the show each year helped me with performance confidence generally, and also helped me to identify some of my strengths and also some areas that might need work. And I can say the same for a lot of peers and just others generally who've performed over the years. I can say that I've seen so many people just blossom into excellent performers over the years, and this has a lot to do with the fact that they've been involved in initiatives like the Talent Exposition of the Arts. I always say to friends that no matter how many times you perform, there will still be some sort of nerves associated. There will still be some sort of anxiousness just because you care. You want to do well and you care. You want to perform well, but you know that the possibilities are endless. And so no matter how huge of a star someone might be, there will still be some sort of anxiety. But performing over the years, doing it consistently, helps you to be able to mask it, or at least be able to control those emotions. And you have to practice. So each time you perform, each time this opportunity comes up, each time we have the Talent Exposition of the Arts, it's another opportunity for young performers or skilled performers to practice. Leading up to the show, you're practicing. So it really just teaches you so much about preparation. And I believe that ultimately, while we might look at something in isolation, we can also look at it in a more collective way to think about, how does this contribute to the way that I prepare in life? Because there is a certain case of discipline and persistence that is required in order to put on a good show. You don't just wake up on the day of the show and decide you're going to perform. You have to be intentional. You have to plan your performance. You have to choose what you're going to do, and then you have to prepare for it. And it helps you to prepare in other aspects of life, whether it's academia, whether it's for your career. And so some of those same skills you employ on the day-to-day when you're performing for a show or preparing for a show, you have to employ in your day-to-day life, and it helps you to become great at what you do. So overall, I can say that the New Self-Help Foundation has done really great work. I say that for myself, and I can also attest to friends and peers and just others in the community. And honestly, this event is an event where whenever I'm inviting people, I always say it's a very familial event. I encourage people when they're coming to, say, support me or support someone else, that they bring their families, because this is an opportunity to come together as a family, to have a nice, positive Sunday evening out. It doesn't start too late in the day, so you have that daytime arrival and it doesn't feel too late, so you can just enjoy, and you can bring the children, you can bring your family members and just have a good time and see what Cayman has to offer, because really there's a lot of talent on the island. There are a lot of gifted people, and without the audience, the performers won't feel as empowered. And so to have that every year is a nice reminder of how supportive the Cayman community really is. So overall, the foundation does great work.
Jason, what have you observed over the years?
Yeah, there's not much more that I can say. I don't know what Lloyd just said. But you know, that's what this whole show has opened my eyes. How much raw talent there is here in Cayman, natural talent, right? That we need to support it. And, I use my daughter as an example that I'm glad that I wasn't a blind parent to realize that my daughter had a natural talent, right? And I just allowed her, like I said, this opportunity for her to I guess, succeed in her craft, right? And then she kind of developed it on her own. So, so I say that to say this, that if there's parents out there that realize that their child has a raw talent at a young age, don't suppress it, right? Just find opportunities such as this to get them to hone their skills. Perhaps maybe they can check with us and we can see if, do an audition or something like that and see if they, can go on the show. And that's not just music, that's poetry, dance, the performing arts overall, right? So, that's why I'm passionate about supporting this show, because, we really do need to open our eyes to the talent that is out there, and sometimes it goes unnoticed. And then that's where, sometimes in the youth they kind of knock about, like what they say and stuff, So I think that if just use an example, because obviously you're trying to see the benefits of the show, right, is, say you're having a youth that's just kind of trying to find a way in life or something like that, and they realize that they can sing and all that or whatever, or they can do some kind of performing art, but then they say, boy, I don't have nowhere to display this, and so I just gonna stay in my little corner then, because nobody's ever gonna notice what I can do. Well, here's an opportunity. That's the great thing about this show, and then that's how I think it can benefit the youth.
So Jason, what are your daughter doing now, Diana?
She's studying medicine, so of course, that's an intense career. So
she won't have time for anything else.
It would be nice for her, to like pop down, and just do a spot on the show. But she just doesn't have the time for it, unfortunately.
You're studying medicine. That's about all you can do.
Right. But I tell her never give up. Never just chuck the music aside. In her downtime or whatever. I'm pretty sure she does automatically. Just kind of keep singing or whatever, and keep her voice fresh or whatever. Because it's a passion of hers too. So, and the cool thing is that she had actually reached the level, and maybe I can again, I'm just using my daughter as an example, right? That she had actually reached the level that she kind of became a crowd favorite, right? And people were actually calling on her to do the national song at big events and stuff. I can recall that she had done Miss Cayman, I believe, right? So those are the kind of opportunities that this show can open up, right? So.
Yeah. All right, it's time for us to take another break. We'll be right back.
Good, guys.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
It's here. Multi-year trade and business licenses are now available. You heard right. You can apply for TBLs up to 5 years. Save time, reduce paperwork, and focus on growing your business. Apply online at dci.gov.ky. Apply for your multi-year trade and business licenses today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And JC, you wanted to thank some sponsors?
Yeah, like I say, over the years, we has been running the foundation for the past 25 years. We've never been running on 100% budget. We've been running on 5%, 2% budget. So because of sponsors is why we are able to do the things that we do, so that's why I just want to mention a couple here real quick. For this year, we have the Ministry of Tourism and Trade Development. We have Mike Ice, Caribbean Utilities Company Limited, Ministry of Caymanian Employment and Immigration, Browns Esso, Alba Elevators, Radio Cayman, Breeze FM, Domino's, NCB Group, Cayman Electrical Supply Limited, Caymanian Times, Delbert Esso, A.L. Thompson, Minister of Education and Training, Elite Marble and Granite, Dr. Steve Thomason, Rainbow Realty, A.A. Rubies, Mitsubishi, and Alba Elevators. So like I say, because of these sponsors is why we are able to survive over the past 25 years. So, with what we has achieved, our budget has really been really small. So we give God thanks for that. And I thank Mr. Vincent, thanks Mr. Jason, and I thank Mr. Lloyd Barker for all of their support, because they really has made a difference in helping getting all of this done.
So Jason had mentioned that his daughter had started to get calls to come sing the national anthem and so forth at different places. Is there more stories like that this event is a sort of launching pad for some people?
Yeah, I remember the very first time I performed on the show in 2007. I ain't even gonna lie, I felt like a superstar because after I finished, I was doing interviews and people were curious about who is this little boy, because at the time I was certainly quite little, and I know that there are other talents on the show who they have gotten opportunities to perform on other shows, local shows, and just to use their talents otherwise. And I know as well, like, there's this particular young man, LeBron, who he performed many years ago for the first time. He was very, very young. And he was also one of the favorites in that particular year. I'm pretty sure Jason Lacosta's daughter, Liana, was on that year. So we had a couple of favorites, and those two really stole the show. And over the years, people were looking forward to seeing LeBron perform, and not only perform just at the Talent Exposition of the Arts, but also perform just generally as anywhere, right? And they knew that he would deliver a good performance just from seeing him at the Talent Expo. And as I was mentioning earlier, with it being such a familial show, you end up having a lot of different people on the island from different cross sectors of the Cayman community. So you don't just have one group of families, right, or one group of people from the community. It really is a full representation of the Cayman Islands in the audience and also on the stage. So that really helps to expose the performers in a positive way. So it's really a launching pad for a lot of talent.
Vincent, how can people get involved if they want to volunteer and give a helping hand?
Well, the main person to contact would be Mr. J.C. Connor. He is the backbone of the organization. He had the ideal. He had the idea from the beginning. He stuck to it. He formed the organization, and 25 years later, he is still here. That tells you something. That tells you that he is very interested in the youth of this country. And if you have, as a parent, if you have a child, or a child that has the talent, feel free to contact Mr. J.C. Corner. I think J.C. will be happy to give you his number and his email over the phone. And with that, we can move from there. It will be a little bit too late now for them to get into this year's talent exposition of the arts. But
I mean, the work goes on.
The work goes on.
Through the year, right?
Yeah. So all you need to do is link us in, and we will get you on the show. Regardless if you're nervous or you don't have no experience,
But you need
atmosphere
do
there.
you need volunteers other than actually performing on the show or working the show?
Something there's volunteers we can have volunteers at other events. Like I see for our workshops coming up, we need mentors. You know what I mean? Like I see, so from our workshops we got coming up now, we probably can have Mr. Barker come over. You know, man, as a lawyer and can speak on certain things. I mean, I know that you do some kind of mentoring yourself. We can probably call on you to say, well, hey, listen there. So that is it. But one more thing, like I would just repeat what Mr. Vincent said. My number is 927-7273. But I just want to mention real quick on special dance performances that will be at the Talent Expo. We got UCCI Dance Company. We got Centerpoint Limited. We got Balamos Dance Studio. We got Excitement Dancers and Radiance Dance Studio. Experience the visionary and continued revolutionize dance, redefine artist expressions under the guidance of Dr. Monica Lawrence, UCCI Dance Company. We got Centerpoint, Sofa Conley. We got Balmamos Dance Studio, Doris, Excitement Dancers, Dave Tibbetts, and Raiders Dance Studio, Mrs. Jessica Eden. They are all the choreographers that moves and puts together these dance companies. So they will be a part of the Talent Exposition of the Arts this year too. But Chalo, for real quick, like we had mentioned just now, on two of our new program that we got coming up.
Tell us about it.
You know that we're going to tie in now to our to the talent, because this exposition is once every year. So I would like Mr. Vincent to mention on the National Youth Development Educational Program. Go ahead, Mr. Vince.
Yeah, before we get to that, one of the things that we aim to do here is to collaborate with government and private entities to promote Caymanian talent also in the international stage. That market is on tap by providing the opportunities for career advancements through that program. This will not only benefit the participants, but also showcases the raw potential the Cayman Islands, highlighting the country's propensity to invest in its youths. Okay, and from that, we will go to the new program, which is the National Community Awareness Youth Development Educational Program. This is a program that we want to start in the future to work on down the line. It will be in place to transform Caymanian communities through the arts in a comprehensive 5-year initiative focus on intensive training programs that deepens understanding of the values of the arts and promote greater investment in that sector. It aims to inspire young people to look beyond the traditional 9-to-5 career path, helping them turn their passions, ideas, and skills into successful businesses. It's also going to help them by fostering entrepreneurship. The initiative seeks to strengthen both the economy and the wider community. So not just are we looking at performing arts, but we're also looking at the opportunity for young people to become entrepreneurship programs. And I remember when I was starting, Chalo, it was only, where are you going to work? There was no other question. Where are you going to work? Now it's, we want to create a program like you can own your own business at a young age, but you need the platform to do it. We want to open that platform.
And the training.
The training. We want to show you the way, the guides, what has to be done to get started.
So you want to put people on the right kind of educational pathways to seek that?
Yes, and also offer the venue to train them. And that would also involve other people in the community donating their time and efforts to come, business-minded people, to come and
But you say that the venue, I mean, so you would provide an actual location where this would take place?
Absolutely. It's in the planning stage. We can't go into details on it, but it is part of the plan. This is one of the programs that we plan to put in place.
And there's a second program also?
Yeah. The second program is Visionary Pathway to Sufficiency, Empowering Youths for a Sustainable Future. The aim is in a rapidly changing world marked by technological advancement, economic uncertainty, and environmental challenges, empowering youth has become more than a moral responsibility. It is a necessity. The concept of a visionary pathway to sufficiency offers a framework for guiding young people towards self-sufficiency, reliance, and purposeful living, rather than promoting excessiveness or dependency. This approach emphasizes balance, sustainability, and the development of a practical and intellectual capacity that enables youth to thrive independently while contributing meaningfully to society. So to achieve these, we be planning on focusing on as a result, we have to introduce new programs focused skills development. We hope to achieve this through workshops, seminars. That is how we hope to achieve this at the moment. Like I say, it's all about trying to create awareness, encouraging our youths, that they can, that there's a hope. That's why we call the program Hope. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That you can, like Mr. Vincent say, we got to try to get them to understand that they themselves can become employers, not just employees.
Yeah.
And also take partnerships. So we're going to need volunteers as well to help us out in this. And also the involvement of government agencies, because there's a lot of government agencies out there that young people can benefit from, especially if they want to start a business and they just don't know it. So we want to give them, this is the link to that particular organization. This is what you have to do to get help from that organization as well.
So the Talent Exposition of the Arts 2026, when is that going to be happening?
Yeah, it is Sunday, June 28th at the Harkwell Theatre. Gates open 5, show starts 6. Ticket outlets, number 1 shoe shop, Winner Circle Sports. Tickets prepaid $15, $20 at the gate. So we are asking,
come a little closer.
So we are asking our community to please come up and support us.
Okay, sounds like a great show. I mean, you got a great lineup there.
Yeah, great lineup. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Every year is a great lineup.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about the Talent Exposition happening at the end of the month. And I hope you have a great turnout.
Thank you, Chalo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's 1 o'clock, and that means we've got to check in with the headlines.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Cayman Islands National Museum has launched Freedoms Imagined, Freedoms One, an exhibition on the lives of Long Celia and Elizabeth Jane Trusty, 2 enslaved women in Grand Cayman, as ideas of freedom spread across the Caribbean. The museum says stories show that freedom was a gradual and deeply personal process that helped shape Cayman's history after emancipation in 1835. The exhibition was curated by Brian Watler Jr. and Dr. Roy Murray, based on Dr. Murray's research. In international news, Iran is warning that Israeli strikes on Hezbollah in Lebanon could collapse its ceasefire with the United States. Foreign Minister Abbas Aragachi says the agreement with Washington is, quote, unequivocally a ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon, and that any violation on one front breaks the truce on all fronts. Iranian state TV says the chance of the ceasefire ending is high if Israel does not halt its offensive in Lebanon. In other news, the UK government has published a new 1,504-page batch of Mandelson files on Lord Mandelson's time as ambassador to Washington. A government content summary says the 3-volume release includes 340 emails or email chains, 56 WhatsApp conversations, 15 letters and notes from 26 meetings, more than 10 times the size of the files released on March 11th. Ministers say the publication will provide, quote, unprecedented government transparency, end quote. But Conservative MP Alex Bogart claims that many documents and WhatsApp messages are missing and says it's, quote, beggars belief that Prime Minister Keir Starmer appears almost non-existent in the files. The government says some vetting material is being withheld at the request of the Metropolitan Police while they investigate Mandelson on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Captain Maybury Salisbury Kirkconnell, OBE JP, 1931 to 2002. Captain Maybury's career in public service began as a young man when he received medical treatment and would spend his school holidays assisting the local doctor on Cayman Brac. He was one of the pioneers of Cayman Brac Power and Light Company, Faith Hospital, and Kirkconnell Community Care Center. He was a deacon at his church and often served as lay pastor, an opportunity he cherished. He was also a master mariner. Captain Maybury was elected to the Legislative Assembly in 1980 and served for 20 years. In 1996, he was elected Speaker, the second person to hold the post, and the first sitting MLA to be elected to the position. He did not seek re-election in 2000, but later accepted the legislators' unanimous call to return for another term as Speaker. He retired in 2001. Captain Maybury treasured his years in public service and lived by his motto, country before self. Although he and his wife, Marilyn Nee Parchman, had no children, they raised a grandniece, Otelia McKeever Scott, and Captain Maybury helped several Brac young people to obtain a higher education. Captain Maybury, Salisbury, Kirkconnell.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and taking a look at the weather here. The afternoon is, the forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies. And the present temperature here in Georgetown, let's see, it is 89 degrees. Winds about 8.5 knots out of the southeast. And no alerts today, so everything's good on the boating front, right? Yeah. Sunset is at 6:59 p.m. today, and let's look at the forecast ahead for tonight. The forecast for tonight is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures in the low 80s. The low 80s, that's at night. That's hot. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 knots and seas slight to moderate with waves running at 2 to 5 feet. That's what's happening with the weather here. And ahead, we have open lines, so, we want to know what's on your mind, K-Man. Numbers to call if you want to give us a shout, 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. You can also reach us at 949-8037, 949-6990, and for the WhatsApp folks, 925-3261. You can drop us a message or give us a call. Well, the weekend, well, I know a lot of people, headed down to Cayman Bay on the green there and took in the Vibes Cartel concert. Big crowd from what I heard. A big turnout for the Vibes Cartel concert. I don't know, I saw, on social media where they were saying 20,000. That's a big number for our population. I mean, I think that would be, see if we got, 91,000, let's say, and you got 20,000, that would be, gosh, a fifth of the population. Something like 22%, I think it is. If they had 20,000 people down there out of the whole population, that's a huge percentage of the total population. So maybe there was a little exaggeration there, but still, big crowd. I was told that they did a good job with crowd control too, good security and all that. And reliable sources are reporting that even Her Excellency was there. Surprise! Never would have thought Her Excellency was a dance hall fan. But yeah, I'm told that Her Excellency was there. We do have some callers on the line, so let's see what they're saying. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Hello, go ahead. Go ahead. Hello? Are you there? Well, they were there. They said hello. I don't know what happened to them. We have another caller there, so let's go to that one. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Are we having a little connection problem?
Hello, Chalo.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Something breaking up here, my boy.
Yeah. I'm hearing you good now. Are you hearing me?
I can't hear you good at all.
Oh, boy. Well, you go ahead.
No, I said, Chalo, them girls that came came on the radio last week that was against cartel coming here.
Yeah, well, there were women, not girls, really.
It don't seem like they had any support at all.
Well, they said they had at that point 400 signatures.
But they never had enough to stop it. It's very funny. It's very funny, Charlo, that I mean, I know better. I know what's going on in this world today, right? But all these Christians, these churches and things, you do expect Jamaica churches to go against it. But these Caymanian churches and things.
Well, you can't say that, though.
Nobody never said nothing about it. Nobody never got up and said anything.
You can't predict what the Jamaican church would think of Vibes performance.
I always saying, so how to be a next time, my friend?
Because I didn't agree with you?
Yeah, man, later.
Well, there were some people who mounted a petition to the government to block this, but obviously, they didn't have the kind of support that made any kind of political impact. And when they came here, they said 400. So, and that was what, Thursday or Friday, something like that. I mean, it was kind of late in the day. And it seemed like that was, a done deal by that time. But, I mean, other performers have come here, and in that genre, performing in the style that Vibes Cartel has performed over the weekend, and for what he's known for. And, they came and they did their thing and left. So the precedent had kind of been set, really. And, I mean, we want to talk, the Jamaican churches would not be against it. Well, how do you know that? You can't. You really can't say that in a broad sense unless you know something specific. But it's 2026, and we might want to point a finger at expats for changing our acceptance of things, but a lot of the people that I knew went. They were hardcore Caymanians, right? They weren't going because some expat was going. They were going because they wanted to hear and see this man perform. They liked the music that he does, and he's known as a great entertainer. And they wanted to have, a good Saturday night with live performance by an international star. It was more than one international star on there, right? You had Nelly also. So, this is where we're at. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon.
Man, I don't have to try you on WhatsApp. Man, let me end this call and call back because that's terrible signal.
So you can't hear me very well.
I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with you like that. All right.
All right. Try to WhatsApp then. I guess we got to get our engineer in here. If we're having trouble with the caller hearing me, it's usually the other way around. But apparently we've got some kind of technical bug here with the phone line, and that really puts things in. Paul, is there a particular number that is giving that problem? Is there a particular? Yeah, we're thinking that it's the 1-800 number, the 1-800-534-8255. We think that's where the problem is. So you can also try 949-8037 or 949-6990. Perhaps that'll be a better connection for you. And of course, we got the WhatsApp 925-3261. We got the WhatsApp caller on there now. So let's see what's happening. Hello, can you hear me well? You're on the air.
Loud and clear now, Mr. Charles.
All right. So WhatsApp wins this one.
Yeah. WhatsApp is the way to go, unless it's just a toll-free number that is tapping into your service.
We think that's where it is. The toll-free number. We think that's where the problem is.
Yeah. So well, if that's the case, let's continue with what I was going to say now.
Yeah. So what's on your mind?
Yeah, man. I'd like to put in as a young person's perspective, because I don't hold no religion in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Be called a Christian to say against certain things. You see, when there's a certain morals and a certain standards that we invite to this island, you know, I find it very baffling. Me as a Caymanian citizen, right? And I see a lot of the criminals that have been rejected of traveling, criminals I call them, people that have a bad criminal record, and they can't travel out of the Cayman Islands to another man's country, regardless if another man's country allowed a crime that he has been
convicted of.
Yeah. So when you have a person that is convicted of murder or something like this, you wouldn't assume that he'd be able to travel in and anywhere he go, regardless of whatever.
Well, remember now, he was the Privy Council quashed that conviction. It was an unsafe conviction.
You can squash anything if you.
Well, the journey to the Privy Council is not a quick one and not an easy one to get a hearing before the Privy Council. Pardon?
Jeffrey Epstein went to prison 2 times. The second time he got killed. Jeffrey Epstein had left the first time in prison after serving time for pedophilia or rape charges, and he.
Well, hold on. What's Epstein got to do with Vibes Cartel, though?
We're talking about people that were held in high security and held in conviction and of a crime that has been convicted. But the thing is about it, they claim they don't have no proof of Mr. Cartel's status when it come into if he was the murderer or not, right? You have a lot of gun violence promoted through his music, and I gotta tell you what, he's a big fake if he hasn't done anything, because all of his songs that he had previously has all promoted the type of violence that they claim he has done. And the thing is about it, if it never had happened, why he was accused for in the first place?
Well, remember, friend, I mean, a lot of that whole genre of music, is about, bragging and talking about how bad I am, right?
If you are a person that promotes those kind of things and has been acknowledged and has served so many times in prison for something that they can't point no other fingers at anybody else. So nobody is a criminal then. So you know what I have a problem with? The fact that we have our Caymanian people that has been pushing and pushing and pushing, just like how this guy has been pushing and pushing to come to this island. We have people on this island that have been pushing for the decriminalization of marijuana, actually the legalization of marijuana. I have been told that, Alejandro, you have been so soft on the conversation so much. And I've seen people doing worse and getting away with worse things. But then yet we risk the freedom if we get caught with a little bit of marijuana. And we can't leave this island at all unless we get some expungement, which we hope and pray we could even get. Sir, the crime that has been going on in Cayman, and the people that we allow that are doing these type of crimes to come to Cayman and come in and entertain us. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've noticed it, but all of the entertainment artists that had came to the Cayman Islands, you tell me how many of those people have promoted that they have violence at the end of their shows? Because come on now, when we have those class of people coming to the island, it excites everybody. It excites violence, it excites drinking, it excites all different kinds of stuff. You name it. You name it. It's a spiritual attack on us, and I can understand why some of the Christians would be provoked about it, because it's not only the adults, it's getting to the children as well. You imagine the amount of mothers and fathers that went to that concert, to the out of this world concert. I'm not saying nothing wrong with the concert in general, but the characters that it promoting, the characters is promoting, and not all of the characters there were bad in sight or anything, but come on now. You gonna just, because I gonna go and say, okay, I gonna go and paint a picture of you better because I gonna put someone that has a better image next to you. That doesn't make you a good person if you're terrible. If you was always being imaged as a terrible person, come on now.
But do you think that people who went to that concert, right, that afterwards they have become bad people, or they're influenced to become bad people?
Mr. Charles, the whole point that I'm getting to it is we're inviting all different types of characters to this island without any kinds of thought about the kind of characters these people are. But then when it's a person, like I'm saying, if it was a person that was known to be charged with possession or intent to supply of marijuana, you don't even want him to exit this island?
Well, it's not. I think it's the other way around. It's not that we don't want him to exit. It's that the other country will not let him in.
You see that? And we should not even invite that kind of people in.
But remember, in the case of Vibes Cartel, right? He was acquitted ultimately. You can only go by what is on the record.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I don't watch people, but when I see those type of people come into the Cayman Islands, look, I talk to Jamaicans, right? I gotta say it just like this. I talk to Jamaicans, and the people that know the person, the people that know the guy, still question why our government allowed this man to come to the Cayman Islands. In not a out of this world concert, my problem isn't that Nelly or any of the other actors. Come on, you have even Jamaicans here in Cayman saying, how in the world, what this man gonna do? How much millions of dollars this man gonna do, and what he gonna do now? They're gonna go and say, oh, he did some sort of donation or something to kind of calm the public down, so we can feel good about it.
But tell me something. You say that they bring these guys in, right? But do you think a promoter is going to bring in somebody that people don't want to see? The reason that they bring him in is because they know their people here want to see this kind of performance.
Okay, yeah.
If they bring in somebody that people don't want to go see, they're not going to make any money.
Well, that's the kind of spirit I want to see when they look at the decriminalization of marijuana. I don't want to hear that they're going to say, oh, it wasn't enough people. We had over 60% of the population that are voters that voted for this thing. I don't want to hear no excuses.
And it's supposed to be in the process now of being put into legislation.
And I understand that I am very patiently waiting because I want to hear what is going on with this, and I would like to see who is going to respond and what incident that we shouldn't, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have people that are going to say we shouldn't, and the Christians going to be involved in it as well. I am still trying to talk to some of my people that believe that marijuana can be inherited. What the hell?
Inherited?
Through DNA. They have people.
Oh, okay.
They have people into this witchcraft, yo. And I call it witchcraft because hatred is a witchcraft, Spreading hatred is a witchcraft. Yes, they have certain things that should be acknowledged.
So some people say that you can pass the marijuana on through DNA to your children.
You have these people that believe that, so what you think that about you using these things or something that this and that, and it wouldn't be passed on to your children, and your children might want to be like, yo, this not crack cocaine and this not methamphetamine. They have people that literally think that way, sir. They literally have people think.
I guess it takes all kinds.
Hey, look here. It's a some, and you know another thing. Look, I had written a poem. Right? It sounds cheesy or whatever, right? For me to say something like this, right? But I get it. The world is changing and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a poem that I wrote this 2 years ago this day today, and I say, you know what? Let me just recap it.
Okay.
It's like this.
Recap it for us.
Yeah, time to tell you why I'm so emotional. Most of you guys socialize, but I am unsociable because everyone is an alcoholic, sniffing coke and all. Not me. I'm different. I don't follow protocol. That's my poem I did 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Okay.
This is what our society is driven with. Alcoholics and coke heads.
Well, on that note, I'm going to have to stick a pin there. I got another caller there that I want to try and get in, okay? Alejandro, good to hear from you, though.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. You take care. Let's take another call. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
It's a lot of static.
Oh boy. Are you calling? Are you calling on the 1-800 number?
It is 37949-8037, and I'm getting a lot of static on it now. I could hear your last caller.
Yeah, because he called on the WhatsApp,
and I could hear you well.
Mm-hmm.
But I must say, I have to agree with your last caller. We should not allow these kind of people into this island. Yet we have 350 musicians here, and who could be 800 or 8,000 people go out to our own musicians. Especially if we heard that they may have smoked a spliff or using ganja or what. Oh, no. The churches would all be up in arms about that sort of thing. Yet we're admitting all kinds of people in this island. And this guy, internationally, no, he can't even travel to the United States. That's what was told to be.
Well, I'll have to check that because I've been told I was. I guess you can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes. Still a lot of static.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of talk about where he can't travel because someone told me he couldn't travel to the UK, that he was banned in the UK, but I looked that up, and he's not banned in the UK. Hello? Okay. All right, so we're going to try and figure out, get that technical problem fixed. It's 1:30, so we got to take a break. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Sometimes it's just not possible to outrun the wind. I'm Sidani Mothercell, encouraging you to do the right thing. Prepare in advance. For more information about hurricanes and what you should do, go to caymanprepared.ky.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And once again, we're talking about Vybz Kartel. The man has caused some commotion. But just to clear a few things up, I Googled this. Yesterday someone was telling me that he wasn't allowed to travel to the UK. I looked that up. No, he can travel to the UK. Now today on air here, we've heard that Vybz Kartel can't travel to the US. I looked that up. I said, in 2026, can he travel to the US? I said, yes, Vybz Kartel can travel to the USA in 2026 after a roughly 20-year hiatus. Remember, he spent 13 years in jail until the Privy Council quashed the conviction. The dancehall superstar secured a U.S. visa and successfully traveled to the country in 2025. He has been relocated to Florida and previously embarked on stateside performances, such as his scheduled show at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, big venue there. Yeah, so he's living in Florida. We have a caller on the line. Fingers crossed that we have a good connection. Okay, so let's take a call. Good afternoon. This is What's Up. Okay, so we're not testing the lines yet. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chalo.
Yes, how you doing?
Okay, man. And you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Yeah, well, you have two different types of musicians, you know.
Probably more than two. So, but what are the two that you're referring to?
The spiritual part of music. You have musicians that make music that lead people on the wide road of destruction. And you have musicians who make music that lead people on the straight and narrow path. The ones that lead the people on the straight and narrow path, that use the talent that God gave them, those are the ones that would hear, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant."
So those are like the gospel singers, and performers?
Yes. And the ones that use their talent when it comes to singing to lead people on the wide road of destruction, those are the ones that will hear, "Depart from me, for I knew thee not." So it doesn't matter how many people attend a concert that leads people on the wide road of destruction. Because remember, when they crucified Jesus Christ, the majority of the people told Pilate to crucify him and let his blood fall on our children and our children's children. after Pilate told them he found no guilt in that man to be crucified. So just because a big crowd agrees with something doesn't make it right. And you have a lot of people, when they read the scripture, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him will not perish but have everlasting life. And people believe that because they believe in Jesus Christ, that they're going to heaven. But it takes more than just believing in Jesus Christ to go to heaven, because even the devil believes in Jesus. And we know for sure the devil ain't going to heaven. You go to heaven when you decide to fear God and obey his commandments, and to feed his sheep and take care of his harvest. I hear Vibes Cartel all the time singing songs about God, all the time mentioning God. But I've never heard the word Jesus Christ come out of this man's mouth. Never. Thank you very much.
Well, I want to ask you something, though, because I don't understand. You said there are two kinds of singers, two kinds of performers, right? How does someone who's not a gospel singer singing, say, love songs, how does that, lead someone into a life of destruction?
I never said that.
Well, you said it was two kinds. Like, you either sing gospel, and if you don't sing gospel, you're leading people in a bad way.
Yeah, but you don't put words in my mouth. I never said that people that sing love songs are leading people on the wide road of destruction. I never said that.
But you said there's two kinds, right? Two kinds of singers?
Yes, I said there's two kinds.
Uh-huh.
But singing love, you can sing love songs, but love songs don't lead people on the wide road of destruction.
So, okay, because I was...
So don't say, put things in my mouth that I never said.
So you don't, if you're not a gospel singer, you don't necessarily lead people to a life of destruction. You can be a non-gospel singer and be okay.
You don't have to sing gospel music to lead people on the straight and narrow path.
Okay, all right.
Like you have songs like Luther Vandross, Dance with My Father Again.
Mm-hmm.
Songs like that. That mightn't be a gospel song, but that song doesn't lead people on the wide road of destruction. A song like that would put people more on the straight and narrow path. So don't get me wrong now when I'm saying things.
Well, that's why I asked you the question, because you said there was two kinds, and I asked you if gospel was one of them, and you said yeah. But.
Okay, but one thing God blessed us all with, common sense, and to know right from wrong. That's why He gave us. That's why He allows us to make choices in life. Remember now, God has the power to make every man do what is right. But He won't allow that to happen. Man has a choice in life to do what is right or wrong. And every man has a conscience to know right from wrong. And your conscience is your soul. So when your conscience speaks to you, that is your soul speaking to you and warning you that what you're doing is wrong. And if you keep ignoring your conscience, you're ignoring your soul. And God knows that if He allows certain people in this world to live forever, they will never change. They will continue on the wide road of destruction. That is why those people go to hell. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a good night. We have another caller there. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, sir. How are you? Boy, I tell you, some of these people, no, sir, Lord have mercy on us. Wow.
So what's on your mind?
When started cutting the phone, I wonder why.
Yeah, everybody's complaining about that. I mean, we're trying to figure it out.
Started cutting the phone.
Yeah. Are you on the 800 number?
Pardon me?
Did you call on the?
I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, that's what the complaint has been.
Hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I don't know what happened. I wanted to ask a question, but I can't hear nothing. All I hear is sound like roaches running across the cord. But I don't know. These people need to sit down. This man, okay, what I gotta say, make God judge him. We can't be no judge. We wasn't there. We didn't know what he done. Unless we see people do stuff, then we can be their judge. They say he killed, but we wasn't there. They set him free. The courts now will find him guilty. So why? I mean, why people still basing on that? To me, he none worse than some of the things. Well, I figure that we got. So he come, he perform, he bring plenty of things to the island, and cause the people that I see there and the money that I hear him say to me. So what was so wrong about that? Making he not stay in here. He never come here to kill nobody. They allow him to come and give him a certain time and he leave and gone. So why people still happen on, I tell you, like a score record? And then, like I say, we shouldn't be nobody judge. God know everything that all us do. And if he did it, if he guilty, he might get off from the courts, but one day he will have to pay account to God for his soul. So try to leave the man alone and shut up. People like to chat too much, man. Too much negativity about people and gossip and whatever. Like I say, unless we were there and witnessed what he done, then we could judge and say he did it. Am I right or wrong?
True, I agree.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
now he gone, it done. They allow him to come. And like I say, we had worse, or I won't say worse, because if he killed, which just, like I say, God to be a judge. But we had murderers that we know all before and were amongst us, and we didn't even know. At least they know that they claim he did this, but when they find out, then they that. So what? Just leave the thing alone and make it go. Stop harping on by, and then singing not gonna make nobody be whatever. Singing, you gonna be what you want to be. You got your own discretion, and you know what you want to be. Don't care what he sing. That shouldn't have an influence on nobody to be doing nothing. To, like say, well, putting bad things and whatever is what you want to do with your life and whatever, and the kind of person you want to be. So that's stupidness. What they talking, loan garbage. Talk something else with sense.
yeah, it sounds like for the most part, everybody just had a good time.
Foolishness. But I don't know this connection bad today, sir. So
all right. You take care. You take care. Good to hear from you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, that and from what I heard from people who went there, he stayed within the restrictions that the government placed on him, and he did curse one time, I'm told, and then he said, "Oops, I said a bad word. I apologize." So he said a curse word, but he apologized. So he was very much keeping to the restrictions that the government placed on him about what he could sing and say and the movements that he made. But I talked to some Cayman people, Caymanians, true born, and it was just a good time, right? Everybody enjoyed the performance. It was a big show with several performers on there, and they had a good night. It was the security was good, the crowd control was good, and a good time was had by all, except for that thing you saw on social media, the two women wrestling in the street there, but that was about it, right? It wasn't no big fight going on, people smashing things and stuff like that, because that's the kind of image that some people were trying to give to, this Vibes Cartel was going to, influence people in such a negative way that, people were going to be, going out and doing all kind of violence and other bad things. It's 15 minutes Actually, about 14 minutes, going up to 2 o'clock. We've got to take a break. Be right back.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. The club continues to host successful community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, free site screening in schools, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service for many years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands.
50 years of music.
This is Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
50 years of life. We are the rhythm of the city.
Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are having some phone problems, and our engineers are going to start, taking some wires apart and putting them back together. So right now, if you want to give me a call, use the WhatsApp line, 925-3261. That's 925-3261. That's WhatsApp, and we want you to put the calls through there while our engineers try and figure out why we're getting all this static on the other numbers. So we're going to hopefully figure that out shortly and be able to get back to the phone lines. Let's see here, a couple of messages. Let's see what they're saying. And someone replying to our friend in the UK who was on earlier saying, young man, may God Almighty protect you in England and wherever you may go. And do we have a WhatsApp call coming in there now? Okay. Thought I saw a call here on my end. No, it came up on the phone. Right, and someone was saying the same thing here that I was saying. That Vibes Cartel is not banned from travel to the U.S. He lives in the USA. Yeah, he's taken up residence in Florida, apparently. So we have a call now, so let's go to our WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air with Talk Today.
Hey, good afternoon, John Wayne. How you doing?
All right, man.
Long time I get to talk to you, man.
So what's on your mind?
I just sitting back listening to everything that's going on, but I just want to mention something. What's on my mind is this housing situation in the Cayman Islands. What they talk about housing for Caymanians. Let's kick it off by saying how the cost of living in the Cayman Islands are. It's not really in our favor. Absolutely no how, no way. Now they get to this thing about affordable homes for Caymanians. Now, I don't know what part that the government don't understand. Because when you use the word affordable, the affordability part of that is for a person being able to pay whatever the cost for that home is. Now, Chalo, how is it that Caymanians, young Caymanians that need these homes? First of all, the people around here are struggling to get work, to get hired. Our government all they done was lie to people just to get back where they are today. I'll tell Ian, in one of them, that all they done was lies to get back where they are today. They now try to help the Caymanians. How it is that a person out there making $10 an hour working on the side of the road or wherever they're working, trying to make ends meet. They got to buy food, they got to pay for their vehicle, they got to buy their gas, they got to pay for everything in their house. And at the end of the day, or in the apartment rather, and at the end of the day, find $700-800 per month to pay for an affordable home. Now, Charlo, how that's supposed to work?
Well, the reality is that, not everybody's going to be able to get into a home, a house, right?
But Charlo, what I'm trying to explain to you and show you is common sense. And I heard that young man talk about every man was made with common sense. No. Common sense is something you go to school get, You have to be born with that. And like what my father used to say, when common sense was handing out, when the Lord handed out common sense, very few in line. And what I'm saying is, our people, our representatives, our government are not having these affordable homes built and put there for no Caymanians. Charlo, they're not there for no Caymanians.
Who are they there for then?
What 5 homes they're building? Sorry?
I said, who are they for then?
There are for these expats that come in here to work, getting their papers. That is how they're getting it. I'm sitting right here on this peaceful little island called Kimmenbrock,
Mm-hmm.
And you can see some of the most rubbish go on this little island here. Our Cayman people are struggling to find, if it wasn't for family members, they wouldn't have no way to live. They can't afford them homes, Charlo. They don't have no jobs. How they got to pay for the homes that government have there? They call affordable homes. They are missing the term when they're using this term, affordable. That's my point.
For someone to buy a home,
yes,
regardless of the price, and once we're talking about, let's say a 2-bedroom, that's a modest structure, right? 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
They have to be able to have some kind of income to pay for that.
That's right.
You're not gonna build a 2-bedroom house, for $20,000. That's not gonna happen, right?
That's not gonna happen.
We're talking at least 200.
At least 170 here on the block. We talk about 170. Maybe came on 200 now 1,000.
Now, not everybody is gonna be able to buy that.
It takes a person with a good salary 20 years to pay something like that off. So how somebody that not making nothing to pay off these affordable homes, they need to stop using that term. They are not affordable to no Caymanian. They are affordable to the foreign people that come here to work in order to get a status to live here. Charlo, I said it before.
I didn't follow you on that one though.
Up and open the eyes and realize what's happening. They're not gonna have no way to live.
But those houses that the government build, they're specific. They're specifically for Caymanians.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be for. And if I was to show you a brochure, send you a brochure of who got one of the first homes, affordable homes, the new affordable homes, the keys to it is what they call it here in the Brock, you'll be blown away by who the person is. It's not a Caymanian.
Well, is it someone that has got Cayman status?
Listen, this rubbish about Cayman status, they need to throw that out the door and stop with that rubbish. When they make a statement such as Caymanians, they need to make a definition of what that word means. Stop using this thing about Caymanians or whatever. They are excluded from this thing about affordable homes for Caymanians. We are not talking about people that gain access into the Cayman Islands. We are talking about people that were bred here by pain. That is what I'm talking about. Because if we go somewhere as a country, we can't do what they're coming here and doing, Chalo. Our government needs to have money at the end of the day to pay people in their retirement, in their pensions and whatever. These people are sucking the government dry, and the government is talking about affordable homes. I can go on and on with these things if me and you had time. This gotta stop. They need to stop it and lay it down right and say, listen, we are talking about Caymanians in general. We are talking about Chalo and James Christian. We're not talking about somebody that come from Timbuktu, get paper, come live here, and then they got first priority over me and you. That got to stop. It cannot continue in these parliamentary meetings they having, wasting government time, money and time in what they're doing, coming on the radio and telling lies. We don't want to hear no more of that. We heard it for the last 4 years, just so they could get back up inside here and sit down, and now they're lying again to the people.
But are you talking about people that's let's say that they married a Caymanian and they became Caymanian through marriage?
That's another thing needs to stop. The government needs to stop that.
What? They're granting Cayman status because you marry a Caymanian?
But what I'm saying is, Shallow, listen to what I'm saying first, and then I can listen to you what you're saying. When people come here to gain access through marriage, they're coming here to get what they never had, and they will turn around and get what you had, and you gotta leave. I know 2 incidents here on the block where local Cayman Brackers went to jail for a foreigner that they married. Married to. The foreigner is still here with everything. One of the Cayman Brackers can barely come to Cayman Brack because of this the situation with him and his wife being divorced, and the law had permitted him not to even come to the island where she live in, which is his island, his house.
Well, that sounds like a peculiar situation.
Yeah, that is what our government do us. So then they're talking about affordable homes.
But why can't he come? Why can't he come to Cayman Brack though?
Who?
Why can't he come to Cayman Brack?
Ain't nobody can come to Cayman Brack.
You said that this man couldn't come to Cayman Brack where his wife or ex-wife was.
Yes, after he served his time.
Yeah.
He wasn't by the ruling of the court. He was not to come back on the island where she was, I guess, for a certain time. I think they rule it at a certain time. This is Cayman. These are the Cayman Islands. He born and bred here, but he can't enjoy his own country because of the laws laid down for a foreigner.
Yeah, but for the courts to make that kind of ruling, and I can't even see him that he can't come to an island that she's on. I can see him saying that you can't come within 100 feet of her or something like that.
Within a certain distance of the person.
Right.
It's the same question I asked too.
Right. But I mean, there must have been something peculiar about that relationship that the court would make that kind of ruling.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even though the court made that type of ruling, why is it that the foreigner has the right to remain here and the Caymanian go serve time in prison or whatever the circumstances may be? That individual.
Well, I'm assuming he committed an offense. If he went, was this because of the marriage?
But even though Chalo, if he committed, no, it was some dispute they had.
Yeah.
Some dispute they had, and the law stepped in. But what I'm saying is, even putting that aside, I'm not holding in for no one, whether him or her or two he's or two she's, whatever, because that is free in this country now. But what I'm saying is, why should that happen to our own people when these kind of things arise? That individual, be in a foreigner here, whether you married to that individual or not, should not be allowed to stay in the country.
Well,
you are letting someone.
If there was a legitimate marriage and they got divorced or whatever, it sounds like he did something to her that they would try and keep him away from her. But listen, I got to break away. I'm gone over 2:00, and thanks for calling. Good to talk to you. But I got to go to the news. It's a minute after 2:00. In fact, let's see what's making headlines.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. A local customs officer and 4 other people have pleaded not guilty to a gun and ganja smuggling conspiracy. CBC officer Shamar Gordon Cummings is also charged with misconduct in public office for allegedly using his position to help smuggle contraband into the Cayman Islands between February 1st and mid-March 2025. In international news, Caribbean hot sauce producers are warning that shortages of Scotch bonnet peppers are pushing up costs and could squeeze supplies of the region's signature sauces. In a BBC report from Antigua, Jamaica's Walker's Wood brand says extreme weather, viruses, and pests have made the temperamental yellow peppers hard to source, with back-to-back hurricanes Beryl and Melissa devastating crops. Fellow Jamaican producer Gray's Pepper reports Scotch bonnet prices jumped about tenfold after Melissa and are up 40 to 50% over the last 2 years. In other news, Canada has entered what some economists call a technical recession, with the economy shrinking for 2 straight quarters amid U.S. tariff uncertainty. Statistics Canada says gross domestic product declined at an annual rate of 0.1% in the first quarter, following a downwardly revised 1% contraction in the final quarter of the year. On a quarterly basis, GDP was flat after a fall in the fourth quarter, and monthly output dropped 0.1% in March. The agency says the first quarter data were weighed down by imports and a 5th consecutive quarterly drop of 0.7% in business capital investment, partly offset by inventory buildup and higher household spending on financial services and food. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And looking at the weather, it is 89 degrees here in Georgetown, but it feels like 103. Is that hot enough for you? 103 is what it feels like outside. And let's see what the rest of the current conditions are here. Winds, almost 9 knots, and winds out of the southeast at almost 9 knots there. And taking a look at the forecast for this evening. The forecast for tonight: partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And sunset is at 6:59 this evening. Well, were you listening to the headlines? Huh? Because now we really have an emergency on our hands. forget about the price of fuel, price of oil, or anything else. Scotch bonnet peppers are going to go up. What are we going to do? I mean, can we live without Scotch bonnet peppers? That's a real lifestyle changer there. I'll have to do like my friend does, start growing your own Scotch bonnet peppers. Make your own pepper sauce. Well, a couple of WhatsApp messages. Thank God for WhatsApp today. WhatsApp has held the line for us, right? Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. I cannot believe that people are still going on about that concert from Saturday night. What about all those deportees, I guess it is, from different countries here on work permit? Working in government are doing nothing about it. They don't even go do background check on those people. Well, they must get a police clearance from where they are to get a work permit. Now, the legitimacy of those work permits, well, this island is full of killers from different countries that should be a big concern for Cayman instead of worrying about the concert that already happened. Okay. And we do have a couple of callers there, so let's take a phone call or two. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh, I thought there was someone there before me. Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks. I just chimed into the conversation, but I just wanted to say I have seen an ad over the weekend for one local bank advertising for mortgages to work permit holders. I'll just leave it like that. You can do your research to see which bank it is, but it is a factual thing. So in all the housing crisis that we have here now that we can't find housing for Caymanians, this is now something, I don't know if it's new, but it's the very first time I've seen an advertisement including that mortgages for work permit holders. So I will leave that with you there, sir.
Well, hold on. I mean, is that a bad thing? Or?
I don't know whether you want to call it bad. I just said with all the housing problems we have now, finding housing for Caymanians, ta-da. Yeah, whoever wants to call it negative, bad, positive, whatever, I'm not going to be the one to say, but that's just my take on it. If we have problems now with finding housing for Caymanians and permanent residents, and we know that people were buying property and homes to qualify for permanent residence, and we still don't have enough housing, not even considering affordable housing, right? Then I leave it up to you to determine whether you think that that's a bad thing or not. I wouldn't venture to use the word bad, but I'm just saying in case you hadn't seen it or heard of it.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, it is a real thing, and I can also say I know quite a number of Caymanians that they had the qualifications and they got rejected for mortgages, different institutions I can say, and other persons were able to qualify for that. I don't know what the banks require or looks at the background, but we know that this is a topic that has been going on for years and years, where Caymanians feel that they have been, I'm going to use the word lightly, prejudiced against in terms of being approved for mortgages. So I'll just leave that there with you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update. For sure, we've heard that narrative in the past, that, where people are saying, well, a bank will give a loan to an expat, especially, I guess, if they're from North America, England, quicker than they would a Caymanian. That is a narrative that I've heard. And even from people who are employed in banks. But, I mean, because they advertise, doesn't mean that every expatriate or every work permit holder can go there and just automatically get a loan either. Let's take another call. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Charles.
Long time I haven't heard from you. How are you doing?
Yeah, you need to take a break sometime.
Uh-huh.
I want to answer that young man's that called before the lady here inquiring how could a foreigner stay in the Caymanian place. But anybody that listens to me and got a Bible, that's really easy. Just go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43. I'm going to say it slow again. I'm going to share that with you. Deuteronomy 28, 43, and Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7. And that will give him the answer why the lady can stay and the gentleman can't. That's all I'm going to say this.
Well, you're not going to give us a little clue about what it says?
No. Everybody must support our Bible. You can pull it up right there too, sir. Deuteronomy 28, 43. Just pull it up and read it out there for me.
Well,
please.
We'll see how it goes.
Do that.
Okay. All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. Read it for me, please.
All right. George, take care. We have another caller. Okay, so actually, what I wanted to mention, besides the fact that today is beginning of hurricane season, today is also the start of the waiver on fuel import duty. That starts today, and don't think now that when you're going home today, we're going to see the price of gas at your favorite gas station, go down, because it doesn't quite work like that. Most gas stations are going to have the same fuel that they had in their tank yesterday, still in there, unless they got a refill today. So what the release from the government is saying is that, probably take a few days before you see the price come down, because the gas stations will have to wait until, they need to get a refill from their supplier. And then you should see a change in the price of gas. And, of course, this is going to be effective from today on until the 30th of September. And interestingly enough, this whole thing in the Middle East, they're talking, they're not talking, they're close to an agreement. No, we're not close to an agreement. That seems to be, on the seesaw. Agreement, no agreement. You never know where they're at. But yeah, oil increased again today. Of course, that will impact, the price of gasoline and other fuels down the line, whatever the price is today. And what the import duty that the government charges 75 cents per gallon on gasoline imports. Diesel, there's a 85 cents per imperial gallon. But diesel imported specifically to generate electricity, which is what would be going straight to CUC. There's a 25 cents duty per imperial gallon. So all those will have an impact down the line here. As a matter of fact, the release says that the earliest you're going to see it is sometime later this week. You might see, the price go down at gas stations as they get refilled from their supplier. And which will help a lot. You put $75 worth of regular gas and an SUV, you probably reach 3/4 of a tank if you were fairly low. But of course, even though the import duty is removed from anything coming in from today until September 30th, the price of oil itself is something that can't be controlled from Cayman. That's a international commodity that's subject to the market forces, and like I was saying, when they think there's some kind of agreement close, price of oil drops a little bit. They say, "Oh no, we're not going to do this at all." What was it today? Iran said they weren't going to talk to the U.S. anymore because of what Israel is doing in Lebanon, and price of oil spiked. So all those kind of forces are at work that we can't do anything about. So even though the import duty has been removed, what is happening internationally can still impact, and you can still see, the price of gasoline go up some and down the line here, later into the summer. But for right now, we should see some kind of relief when the gas stations start to get resupplied by the providers of gasoline in Cayman, and just when we'll see some kind of difference in the electricity bill, I guess that's considerably down the line. Probably have to wait until next month until we see some kind of adjustment going on there. But at least there is relief. So let's be thankful for that, right? Because let me tell you, fuel, as we know, that determines the price of a lot of things. The price of fuel, something travels on a truck. If the guy's got to pay, more money for fuel, well, then he has to pay more money to carry it on his truck. And electricity, it all starts with fuel. That's what's in our modern society, more or less the impact starts with the price of fuel. Everything is based on that. And not only is that impacting the price of food, but fertilizer comes out of the Middle East also, or components of it anyway, and farmers are having to pay more for fertilizer, which means that they're going to want to try and recoup that, of course. So by the time the food gets to the supermarket, guess what? We're going to have to pay more for it if we're going to, buy it from the grocery. Going back to our WhatsApp here. Hello, sir. Can we bring in expandable container homes? I'm not sure. I know when you say expandable, I know planning at one point was actually talking about allowing people to build homes out of containers, those shipping containers. Because if you go online, you can see some homes that have been built out of shipping containers. They're quite elaborate. They get, two 20-footers and they arrange it, or two or three of them, They arrange it with different levels and different configurations. And then they do some fabulous work on the inside and the outside, and you'd never guess it was that it was a shipping container that they were living in. Some more messages here. Let's see. Oh, that one we already got. Good afternoon. What about the BRAC? I heard the BRAC fuel has been duty-free for a long time. Please correct me if I heard wrong. I really couldn't say if they have a waiver or not. So that's I would have to try and find out about that. But we have to take a break right now. So be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Grow your business with Breeze 105.3 FM and Radio Cayman. From spot packages to full campaigns, we've got rates that fit your budget and your goals. Email our sales team today, rcsales@gov.ky. That's rcsales@gov.ky. Let's get your message on air and reach listeners who trust us every day.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we do have a caller on our WhatsApp. Thank God for WhatsApp and redundancy. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Thank God for you, Mr. Glidden, with your sense of humor. I just wanted to say I haven't double-checked what the final results were, or maybe I know and I just don't remember at this point, but there was a unanimous passing in the Parliament, not the last sitting, I think the sitting before that, where they approved for us to the Cayman Islands to return back to adding, I think it's 10%. Maybe Minister Jay can come on.
Oh, returning Caymanians?
No. Where you can add up to 10% of your square footage to your home.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to go through planning. I believe it was discussed. I haven't got the Hansards weren't online yet when I went back to look last week, but because it just came up a little while ago about bringing in, other types of homes, I just wanted to say that there was a discussion in Parliament about allowing homeowners to add up to, I think it was 10%. It used to be 10%, was it?
Well, yeah, I thought that was in place for some time, that you could add 10% of the square footage to your house without going through all the planning procedure.
No, apparently, I could be wrong, but apparently it had been taken away. But I know it was discussed in Parliament, not the last sitting. Could have been. No, I don't think it was the last sitting, but either the last sitting or the sitting before that, and unanimously by all members of the government and the opposition, proud to say, looking out for Caymanians, I hope, that they've approved it. And so I think the discussion was that you still have to go through planning, but not the entire planning process like you usually would do, as long as you show that you're complying with all requirements in terms of meeting hurricane requirements and that sort of thing. it seems like it's going to be a much more seamless process than what it was in place. And so I would hope that someone in government is hearing, and Minister J, could probably come on and talk about that. I'm not sure, because like I said, I didn't finish tuning in, and I didn't remember to go back, and then the Hansards weren't available yet. But I'm not sure whether it's just a bill that was passed and has to go through formal stages, or whether it was passed and they have powers to do those sort of things. They can pass it through a process in Parliament, or they can pass whatever they want. Sometimes, most of the time, through Parliament, I think. So yes,
Cabinet can do certain things on their own.
Yes. So that's good news for homeowners. We know that there are people that are already doing that, and we don't have enough planning staff and
inspectors,
so forth in place, inspectors, yes, to go around and peep behind people's homes that can't be seen from the road to see what to do. I know a lot of people that are doing it, but it's a good thing to do, because we know a lot of people are adding on just to meet the market, to help rent, to help have available rentals, but also to supplement incomes with with the rising cost of living and that sort of thing. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Either way, it's a good thing, and I'm glad that they're putting it back in place, and hope that people will see that it's a legal thing that they can do now and take advantage of it and stop cutting corners and do it the right way. And then hopefully, you heard me talk about this last week, the residential tenancies amendments will come back before the Parliament very soon, and then we'll have a formal official legislation to deal with modernized legislation to deal with landlord and tenant issues. So, some of these landlords and tenants will have a place to go in order to have some relief of any kind of
dispute.
You know what I mean? Yes. So, all right, I'm gone again. Nice to talk to you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, it must have been, like we were saying, it seems like I remember from years ago that, you were allowed to add 10% of the square footage of your house on without going through planning, but it must have changed, because I'm reading something here, though. Actually, the source is one of the real estate companies saying in the Cayman Islands, any permanent house extension, including a 10% square footage addition, requires formal planning permission from the Central Planning Authority for Grand Cayman or the Development Control Board for the Sister Islands. Building without approval is illegal. So they must have made it go back to where it was, maybe, that you can add 10% onto your house without going through all the hoops that planning would normally put you through when you're, seeking to put a building up or put an extension onto your house. So, yeah, we'll have to check on that. Well, that's about it for today. And despite all our little technical glitches with the phone there, we still managed to have some good discussion and exchange of thought and information. And that's what it's all about, We can agree to disagree and exchange ideas, exchange information, and just make it a good time. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for calling. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.